Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday. Out in the shop again. And it's just a wonderful day today. Here's what I'm working with. It's an 05 Ram 1500. And the outer CV boot was leaking grease bad. So the guy went and got a CV boot and wanted me to put it on. Well, here's the problem I ran into. Here's the joint, which slides over this axle shaft, which, if you see this groove right here, there's supposed to be a snap ring in this groove right here. Well, when I took it apart, the snap ring was MIA. When I cut the boot off, the end just fell off. And it gets even better. Even got gooder news, as my young grandchild would say. Got gooder news. This looks like a snap ring, but it's not. You can see how it's like chipped. This is part of the axle. And it goes over here. And it's supposed to be on there like that, which half of it's gone, and it's busted off. So there's nothing to hold the CV axle onto the shaft. Absolutely nothing. Except the boot. And that's not something you want. End up putting in four-wheel drive, making a sharp turn, and then the freaking boot fall apart. Now, I thought I was recording taking this all apart, but it turns out that it wasn't recording for some reason. I don't know if I forgot to press the record button or if it just didn't take or what, or I don't know at this point. It's Saturday. I'm just trying to get this stuff done. I've got another car coming here. I've got a 23 Ford EcoSport that has no blower motor for the AC or heater. Lady took it to Ford, and Ford told her that the pigtail going into the heater control module is melted. $800. Okay, now they charge, I think it's $120 an hour to tear it apart for labor. I tore it apart in 2 hours. So tearing it apart, putting it together 4 hours, and it takes about 20 minutes to replace the pigtail because I tested it. We're getting power and we have control from the heater switch. When you turn the heater switch on, we got power coming out on low, medium, high, extra high, quadruple high, nuclear, whatever, going to the blower motor. But it's just that the pigtail at the end's melted, so the wires are kind of melted and busted, so the heater motor actually ain't getting the power. So why the hell do they want $800? That is absolutely insane. It was $891 and some odd cents to do about a 4 or 5 hour job. And all they have to buy is the pigtail. And then my other question is, why, if it's a 21 or 22, whatever year it is, why the hell is the wiring melted already? When it's only got really, really low miles. Why? Something Ford did. Which doesn't surprise me because my boy had I think it was an 18. Wasn't an EcoSport. It was a SUV. I can't remember what it was. It only had like 28,000 miles on it, and he was going to work one day and it caught fire and burnt to the ground. I just don't get it, man. These companies are just out to rip people off. It's ridiculous. But anyways, I'm going to see if I can record putting this all back together. Seeing that I screwed it all up, and evidently I didn't do something right, and I don't know. It's Saturday, okay? Give me a break, damn it. But anyways, I got a whole new complete axle. It's an 05 Ram 1500. I got a whole complete, brand new, not reman, brand new axle for $78. That's new. No core. You can keep the old one. Let me go turn some more lights on here. Okay. There we go. Now, as far as this, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you look up in here, let me change this around so I can make sure I see what I'm showing you. If you look up in here, right there, right here is the axle shaft coming out of the freaking front pumpkin. That's the front axle shaft coming out of the pumpkin. And all you got to do is, let me change it, is slide this end over it and give it a few taps to make sure it clips in place. That's all you got to do. And it's in. You can see the axle shaft right here. Now, when you do this, you don't want to use a hammer on the end of the shaft. You want to use a block of wood or something. You don't have to hit it hard, just a couple decent taps and it'll slide right on and clip. Get it up on there. Let's line the splines up. Lay under here and get this on because it's at an angle. There we go. It's close. It's on there. It's slid on. Let me get a block of wood here and a hammer. And this stuff working weekend sucks. Wanted to go sight my muzzleloader in, make sure it's sighted in for muzzleloader season's coming up not this week coming, but the following week. So I'm going to make sure it's all good so I could go muzzleloader hunting. Now, all I'm going to do is put a block of wood on the end of this. Give it a few. And let's see if it went in. It might not have. Nope. There we go. Darcy's locked in. There. That's it. Simple, easy, slides on, clicks and plays, you're done. Now, we got to put the knuckle on. What this? Is this part of the snap? Sure looks like it's part of the snap ring. When it come off, it fell off inside. Huh. Okay, we'll save that. You never know. Might need it someday for nothing. Yep, might have nothing and need it. You never know. Okay. Next is our spindle, or knuckle, whatever you want to call it. And down here's our... That's hard to see. I got to keep adjusting this. Let me move this back so I don't have to keep adjusting it. Well, I'll still have to adjust it. Here's our bottom ball joint. What we're going to do is we're going to slide this up over the ball joint and at the same time get this to come through the wheel bearing. But first, we are going to, there it goes, an angle. Put this down in there. Okay. And this can be kind of tricky. There we go. Let's put the bottom bolt on just to hold this. There, that'll hold that. Now, let's see if we can get this to go into the bearing. There we go. There, she slid in. And then we'll put the nut on to hold it so it don't come back out. trying to get them splines lined up when you already got things tightened. It's kind of rough. Now we got to do the top ball joint, which, adjust you a little bit, is up here. Now this is rough because this is under pressure and you got to hold down on it hard. There we go. That started. Now it's back on. There we go. Now the rest is just tightening everything up. Okay. I don't even remember what size this top one is, and of course the whole thing spins. So the best way to prevent the whole ball joint from spinning is to put force down on it. But when you're working by yourself, it's almost impossible. So we're going to tighten this bottom ball joint first. And this is a 24, and I believe the top is the same. It's a 24 millimeter also. Then when we're got everything snugged up, and then we'll put it down on jack stands on the control arm, so all the weight of the truck's on them, and then torque everything down to specs. That's pretty much it. She's tightening. Okay, that's snug. Now to tighten this, but I can guarantee the whole thing's gonna turn. It did coming off. Nope, the top is not a 24. I don't remember what the top bolt is. It is a 21. Of course, every side's got to be different, you know. Yeah, see there, it's spinning the whole thing. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to hold this with pressure grips just until we get it far enough up where we can get at the end of the ball joint and get a wrench on there and hold it while we tighten the rest. Okay, that should be good. But we need a wrench. 2 wrenches, actually. I don't know what size that is. I'm going to say, looks like about a 10. And the bad part is I do not have a 24 millimeter wrench. I have a 23, but not a 24. I don't know what happened to it. So we're going to have to use a standard wrench. Is what we're going to have to use. It should be 10, might be 12. Nope, it's 10. We're going to have to use a standard wrench to tighten it. It's going to take a while, but it'll tighten. And then once we get it where there's pressure on it, because of the ball joint being a cone shape and it puts pressure on itself, it'll hold it while we finish tightening. It'll hold itself then. Yeah, I thought I was filming this, taking it apart, and then I happened to look over at my camera when I had it all apart and done and realized the record light wasn't on. So I don't know what happened there, but something definitely happened. Oof. That's not good. You don't want to do that. Hit yourself with the wrench. that's tight. Come on, okay. Now, top one we can tighten, don't have to have pressure down on the truck. Okay, that's tight. Now, let's put the tie rod end in. Over here, you can't see it, and I don't feel like moving the camera, so deal with it. I don't really care at this point. Okay, is that going to be 24 or is that different size? I do not remember. And this whole thing's spinning. So what we're going to do is put pressure down on it. And it's still spinning. The whole thing's still spinning, damn it. Ha 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 ha. Yep. Back to the wrenches. Hold it still and tighten it. Ooh. That is not even nowhere near close to that side. So, pressure grips. There, I'll move you over so you can see. See? This whole thing's just spinning. The whole tie rod in. So we're going to clamp pressure grips on this to hold it. And then we're going to tighten it with a freaking wrench. Don't need much. And then once you get pressure on it, like I said, from it being cone shaped, it automatically puts more pressure down on itself and it'll tighten then. And then, like I said, I gotta look up all the torque specs for everything, including the axle nut, which I believe the axle nut's 180, if I want to remember right. I'm pretty sure it is. That's good and tight. You know, German torque specs. Good and tight. Okay. Now we'll put yins over here. And we'll tighten this. And I don't know if it's going to be the same size as the old one or not. Of course not. It's bigger. Of course it is. Of course it is. Sheesh. There we go. A lot of people tighten these with Ugga Dugga guns. I don't like to do that. So I've learned my experience from just some of the tools I got, like the hub tamer and ball joint press. Using impact on them makes it vibrate and it'll strip the threads. Come on. Okay. We'll use a breaker bar to hold it still. There. Tight. Till, I gotta get the torque specs. And there we go. That's all there is to it. Axle's in, done. Now I gotta put the rotor on, the caliper, it's done. Put the wheel on, torque it down, it's done. And that's about all, guys. It's kind of a short video. Like I said, I thought I was recording, I wasn't, so oh well. Stuff happens. Not much I can do about it. But that's the way she goes. Unfortunately, it's Saturday. I want to get done. I got things to do, so thanks for watching. And as Red Green would say, which a lot of people don't know who Red Green is, but he was an actor and he had a show called The Red Green Show years and years and years ago. It was a great show. If the women don't find you handsome, at least they can find you handy. That's all. Done. Out. Remember, guys, if you don't do it right, it ain't worth doing. Thanks. Have a good one. And I got another channel too, if you guys are interested, check out. It's called Outside the Shop. That's my second channel that I have. It's everything that goes on outside of the shop, of course, and just odds and ends stuff, camping stuff, stuff I do in my daily life, like later on when I go out. Hopefully I have time I can make sure my muzzleloader's sighted in. I'm going to record that. So, but anyways, I got to go, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. See you later.